What's going on, everybody? I'm Jiffy Nano, and welcome back to the Borderlands 3 skill trees. So, got a lot of good response from my video of me just freaking out over flag skill trees. So we're back over here. We're going to do more live commentary, because everyone seemed to be into those a little more, or into those. My more structured guides are still coming out. My True Vault Hunter mode level 30 through 50 is coming out. It's just taking longer than I expected. So, hopefully I can hold you over with these. Also, these are easier to make. These more live, less scripted, and these more live and less scripted videos are easier to make, so they take less editing. All I gotta do is cut things out because I zone out and lose track of what I'm thinking about saying. So it take less editing. So I could probably put out more of these than I would the more structured one. And Borderlands 3 is less than a month away, or about a month away. I do want to start shifting focus to Borderlands 3 content, because I'm going to be doing a lot of that. So, let's get right into it. So, we're back with Fl4k. Everyone who's doing a Fl4k build lately, we're going to Theorycraft a Fl4k build. And everyone who's doing Fl4k builds right now is focusing on the Fade Away skill, where he turns invisible, and then you get Gorillas in the Mist. And you have 8 seconds to just fire away and get constant crits. And that sounds awesome. That sounds super overpowered. But I wanted to focus on something else. I wanted to be a little different. So my friend helped me come up with this name. My friend Jeremiah, he helped me come up with this. We're going to focus on Gamma Burst and the Guard Skag. And we're just going to do as much radiation damage as possible. Just nuking things. And I think we called this the Rad Lad build. So we're going to go back over to Stalker real quick because I want this capstone. So first thing you're going to want to take, self-repairing system. You only want 4 points into that. Mostly because I want to put as little points into this as possible. I just want to barely get to the capstone. Self-repairing system, when Fl4k's maximum health is increased and you constantly generate health. This is nice. 30% extra health, 2% max health regen. It's a nice effect. Or 1% health regen. It's still a nice effect. Still a nice effect going on. A little bit of health regen is always helpful. Next one, Sikkim for 30% extra attack command damage and you reduce your attack command cooldown by 30%. So this is going to focus more on your pet and attack cooldowns and your attack command and your action skills. So that is nice to have the reduced 30%, and that'll come into play a little more when I talk about the other version of the skag we're going to use. So next we're going to take Furious Attack, Hunter skill, not a kill skill. After shooting an enemy, Fl4k gains a stack of Furious Attack. For each stack of Furious Attack, Fl4k's handling, gun damage are increased, stacks decay after a few seconds. This is going to get you 20% extra gun damage and a lot, like 40, almost 50% weapon handling. This isn't super impactful, but more damage is going to be nice. Next is Eager to Impress. When a kill skill, whenever Fl4k kills an enemy, his action skill cooldown is reduced. Whenever Fl4k's pet kills an enemy, action skill cooldown time is reduced even more, and attack command's cooldown is refreshed. This is going to be really nice. This cooldown, attack command's cooldown being immediately refreshed makes this obsolete, but the only reason we're keeping this is because of the damage. 30% extra damage. It's not really that impactful, and I might change this later on. This will come into play way more when we talk about the radiation stuff. Lick the wounds so your pet can revive you. This is probably going to be a staple in most of Fl4k's builds. Hidden Machine, you get 30. I'm assuming 30%, but it just says 30 extra damage when an enemy has no target or is attacking a different target. And with all the shit we're going to be doing with our action skill, this is probably going to be going on a lot. So after Hidden Machine, you want to come back and get Turn Tail and Run when you're moving. While moving, Fl4k constantly regenerates health and gains damage reduction. That's nice. When Fl4k is still, he gets gun damage and fire rate. That's pretty cool. Mostly for the health regen, because you want to be full health as often as possible, so if you have to use your action skill in the middle of a fight, you can still proc the power inside. Fl4k and Fl4k's pet gain increased damage when Fl4k's action skill is activated. If Fl4k is at full health, the increased damage is doubled. You get 25 damage, and then 50 damage if you're full health for 15 seconds. So I would assume you get 25% extra damage and then 50% extra damage at full health. So for 15 seconds, you're gonna call on your Gamma Burst to nuke everyone in the field. Call on your Gamma Burst and nuke everyone that you call your pet on, and you just get 50% extra damage the whole time when you start a fight like that. So now the master tree. This is mostly for your pet. We're gonna get this pet damage, 50% pet damage. He's gonna be doing radiation damage, 50% more radiation damage. Hell yeah. The way radiation's supposed to work in Borderlands 3 is when you deal radiation damage to something, they get debuffed, kind of like slag. It also does damage over time, and radiation damage kills it. It should explode and deal radiation damage to enemies around them. So you can get a pseudo avalanche effect, kind of like Blood Explosion with this. So you want to be dealing as much radiation damage as possible. So ferocity for 50% extra pet damage. Go for the eyes, more pet damage. When Fl4k's pet attacks, the first melee attack is an automatic critical hit. Does increased 75% increased damage. Awesome. More radiation damage. The first skill augment we're going to take is Atomic Aroma. While Gamma Burst is active, Fl4k's pet is surrounded by a radiation aura, constantly damaging enemies around them. There's a radiation damage 4 per second, but I don't know what that means, but it's more radiation damage. And this is going to synergize well with some of the other stuff we're going to take. So radiation damage, as long as your pet's near something, it's dealing damage. Next, we're going to take He Bites for damage reflection, 15% damage reflection. So whenever your pet takes damage, it's going to be reflecting 15% of that back. More radiation damage. Frenzy. Whenever Fl4k's pet deals damage, Fl4k and their pet gain a stack of Frenzy. Each stack of Frenzy increases damage. The stacks decay after a few seconds. This will get you max Frenzy stacks is 10. This is 4% per stack. With Atomic Aroma going on, the explosion and stuff from all of this, you're going to get these max stacks pretty quickly. So you'll probably, as soon as you start a fight, you'll have this 50% extra damage for most of it. And now we're going to go back down to... We're going to go down to Mutated Defense. Mutated Defense, when Fl4k's pet is at low health, it gains damage reduction and regenerates health. This skill has a long cooldown. It doesn't have that long of a cooldown. It's 15 seconds. So every 15 seconds, if your pet gets the shit kicked out of it, it's going to get 30% damage reduction and 40% of its max health back. That's just nice. That's super nice for what we're going to be doing, because the pet is going to be probably taking the brunt of the damage. So instead of the regular Skag, we're going to use the Iridian Skag. The Fl4k Skag evolves into Iridian Skag, which will increase Fl4k's damage and fire rate. Whenever Fl4k uses an attack command, the Iridian Skag pulls in enemies nearby by generating a singularity. So you just have a singularity in your pocket at all times, essentially, especially if you're killing stuff. And then the other skill augment we're going to take is Endurance. When Fl4k or Fl4k's pet kills an enemy while Gamma Burst is active, the duration of Gamma Burst is extended and the pet damage is increased. This can stack up to 5 times. So you'll get 15, if you're killing stuff, which you will be, you get 15 seconds of more duration. So that goes from 20 seconds to 35. And you'll be doing 50% extra. Your pet will be doing 50% extra damage. More radiation damage. These last 2 points can go into anything, really. I don't remember what I put it into last time, but you might as well put it in Who Rescued Who. Whenever Fl4k's pet deals damage and Fl4k regenerates health, whenever Fl4k deals damage, their pet's health is restored for a portion of the damage dealt. This will give you 2% of your damage dealt into pet health, and then you'll be regenerating 1% of your max health at all times, essentially, as long as your pet's in there dealing damage. So the idea here with this build is you're going to want to start a fight. Before anything starts happening, you're going to cast your Gamma Burst. Cast Gamma Burst. Sick. It's going to teleport your pet. Pet's dealing a shit ton of damage, just blowing things up and killing stuff because it's got 50% extra damage and a bunch of critical hit, and it's dealing damage in an aura. And then if enemies start getting away, you can use your Singularity and pulls all the enemies in back in there, doing more damage. You're going to get the extra 50%. I'm assuming 50% extra damage because you activated your kill skill, your action skill before even taking damage. So in theory, you should be max health the whole time. They're going to be attacking your pet. You're going to get more damage for that. You're healing the whole time. Reducing your cooldown. Healing. Doing more damage. It's just a bunch of... You're just going to nuke whatever enemies are in front of you. Make sure they don't get away. And while your pet is taking the brunt of everything, you're going to be picking off the stragglers. So yeah, that's the Rad Lad build. Let me know what you think of this build. I had a lot of fun building this. If you ever want to see how I build these, how I come up with these builds, I usually stream them. I've been streaming, just messing around with these skill trees a lot the last couple days. So if you're interested in that, check out my Twitch channel. It'll be in the description. I try and stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday afternoons. Also, if you enjoyed the video and thought it was interesting, hit that like button. I super appreciate it. And consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. I'm definitely going to be doing more builds. I've got some ideas for them. So if you want to see those, hit that subscribe button. And hope to see you back again. Super excited for Borderlands 3. And these builds have such potential. And there's so much... Like, I didn't even go into Hunter at all. Like, I have seen no one use Rack Attack. No one. So it's interesting. There's gonna be a lot of diversity here. And I definitely... I was like, okay, yeah, that seemed the crit build seems like the best build, and then I started making this, and I'm like, damn, there's the potential to be pretty stupid. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to play Borderlands 3. I'll be doing a lot of videos on Borderlands 3 when it launches. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see those. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching.